Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Good day to you, and I welcome you to another weekly market forecast with Yemi Olaleye. I'm a market analyst at FXRU, and this is the weekly outlook for 16th of March to 20th of March 2026. Starting with the fundamental outlook on for this week, we have so much impact news coming up our way. And we have most of that on Thursdays and Fridays of the week. But let's start from the one day where we have 1:30 p.m. Nigerian time coming up with Canadian dollar news on CPI. On Tuesday, 4:30 a.m. Nigerian time, we have AUD coming up on the cash rate. On Wednesday, we have more coming up for the US dollar, Canadian dollar, and NZD at 1:30 p.m. Nigerian time, 2:45 p.m. Nigerian time, and 7:30 p.m. Nigerian time as well. And this has to do with federal funds rate. It has to do with BOC rate statement. It has to do with core PPI monthly by monthly by US dollar. And of course, GDP quarter by quarter is coming up for the NZD, and FOMC press conference is also coming up for that week. It's going to be a very volatile week, so you have to tread with caution. On Thursday, we have high impact news all over concerning AUD and JPY, Great Britain pounds, Swiss franc, and US dollar. In fact, we have euro coming up around 2:45 p.m. for the ECB press conference, and these are all tending to be high volatile market. So let's be clear, this week is going to be very volatile. On Friday, we have bank holiday in Japan, and there's no single impact news in the market. Quickly, let's move into the into the technical since we're done with fundamental, and let's see what we have for this week going forward. Okay, we started with the DXY. Last week was a bank because we had so much opportunity in the market and we milk it as much as we can. Also, for real, last week we had a same momentum into this range, which I projected that we should expect the price to get into this range before we have a buy on the DXY, and that happened. So this level I don't need it anymore, and this one I don't need it anymore. So it was a good week for us on that. And let's check this out, what we have for this week. On daily time frame perspective, looking at this, we have extensive momentum on Friday, and it shows that this previous high level has been taken out in the market, as you can see right here. So what should we be expecting now? This level will be the next target for me that I'll be expecting the price to get into. And apart from that, we have a higher time frame perspective we can work with on the daily, on the weekly time frame perspective. Regardless, I've thought about this on before now that we should be expecting the price to get in here for us to have more sell momentum on the DXY. So going forward, what should we be expecting exactly on the DXY? Should we expect more buying momentum to continue this way straight up, or we expect it to sell down a little bit? So on 4-hour time frame perspective, let's go back to that. We're going to experience a bit of sell momentum into that level, meaning I will be expecting more sell momentum on the DXY rather than to expect more buy immediately. I will just wait and see more sell into this range and then give me some quality buy. In fact, it can be here, but I'm not looking forward to this level, but it can actually be this level. All right, it can be this level before we see the buy momentum, but I'd rather wait to see it here. So going forward for the week, this is my projection on the DXY. If you go to daily time frame perspective, you realize that we have another zone there. This is loading. Okay, if you go to lower the daily time frame perspective, rather, you realize that we have different multiple zones around this level. In fact, this is one of it. We can actually still have more coming forward for the week, but ideally, I'm just looking for the one above, which is around this price level. So it's possible we have a significant push to the downside before we have more bullish momentum on DXY going forward. But that will be around Monday. So I'm still coming back to update this for the week. But ideally, let's just wait and see how the market reacts with that zone. So before we have a long-term perspective, let's see the short-term perspective and let's see how the market is going to react with that. So I'll rather wait for this level to be pushed back into before we have more momentum. And this is what I'm looking at. All right, going forward for the Euro US dollar on the weekly time frame perspective, last week it was a massive momentum for us. We made profit of this one as well. On the weekly time frame perspective, regardless, this looks good. As you can see, the market is actually in a bearish direction and it's pushing downward, of course. But if you check the daily time frame perspective, we have a zone here whereby we've projected before now have projected a buy, and this is just the level that it was. This is the level where I projected a buy that I want to see a buy on Euro US dollar. And with this, does that mean if we keep buying till the price gets here? I don't think so. But where should we expect the buy to get into? On the 4-hour time frame perspective, we can actually narrow that down and pinpoint exactly where we want to see the price getting into. Well, I will be looking at a price level like this. It seems more visible and more realistic. So expect the price to get in here. Do you see that? But now I won't use this arrow. Let me just put something like this freedom. And I think we're done with that. So I'd rather wait and see how the price reacts with this zone. I hope this is not too much of a risk from here to here. But regardless, this is within the level I'm waiting for, and I want to see the price get into there before we have more sell momentum going forward for the week. So on 4-hour time frame perspective, this is what it looks like. If you're checking out on the 4-hour time frame perspective, this is what it looks like. So this level you're looking at, the price is already there, and we're looking for a buy momentum of it. And from there, we will check out what we have on the weekly time frame perspective, whereby the price will be giving us another buy opportunity at a lower price level. Most likely before we get to the monthly demand zone, which is here, we're going to see that zone coming into play. And of course, where could that be? It's rather around this zone right here, just somewhere around here. So if the price will be buying off and it's going to be giving us the momentum, that means we're expecting about 300 pips downside. Okay, but then I'll take this out and let's keep it very, very simple. So that is what I have for this week on Great Pound, Euro US dollar. So rather Euro US dollar. So the next one would be the Great British Pounds, and let's see what that has for us for this week. So Great Britain Pounds, let's see. Last week was a massive one for us. We made profit of that. You see the price went into our zone and it sold significantly over 266 pips for last week. So I'm taking down this one and taking out this one. I'm taking out this one. So basically what we have here, let's just go to the weekly time frame perspective and let's see the analysis we have there. On the weekly time frame perspective, look at this. We have the price actually is showing more bearish momentum. As you can, if you draw your trend line, you see that this has broken the trend line. And with the last three candlestick formation pattern, it seems more that we should be looking for more sell overall for this week. And that means we go to lower time frame, like daily time frame perspective. What should we be expecting? Okay, this is it right here. The price is at the daily time zone, the daily level, the daily price level, which we're expecting a buy from. So the price has tapped into it right here, and that means we will be having a little bit of buy before we have more sell momentum. And if we'll be having a sell momentum in the future, what are we expecting the price to do? To break below this low actually, and that would be about 200 pips below. And with that being said, it means we should just focus on the little momentum that we go for the bullish ride before we have the sell ride, right? So let's go into the 4-hour time frame perspective and let's see what we have there on the 4 hours. Why is this slowing down? Why is this slowing down? On the 4-hour time frame, just wait. So this is 4-hour time frame perspective. If I'm going to look for anything on these 4 hours, rather, I will see the price getting into this price level, as you can see, or I rather wait and see the price getting into here. If I check the number of pips there is around 100 pips. Well, it sounds good, but then let me just make this clear. Even if we're having the buy this much, how long are we going to sell for? So let me just try and I want to reduce something here. Sorry. I want to make this a little bit clearer. Okay, so that means if we're going to be buying, what price exactly we should be looking for a sell? Around this price level, we have a fair value gap zone here. In my own opinion, I think we might actually see the price getting into that range in the future, and from there we can have more sell momentum. But above that, we have another level here, which I would prefer. I'll prefer the price to get into this range before we have a sell. So going forward for the week, I'll be looking for a sell around this price level on Great Britain pounds, US dollars. So this would be my projection for the week on this one particularly. Going forward, this is the Great Britain pounds, US dollar. I want to see a sell off this level, then price getting here before I actually sell off. And of course, yes, if I have to go by the point of interest, I would say this is my first point of interest. As you can see here, I'll say this is my first point of interest right here. Okay, and this will be my second point of interest. But trust me, I don't know how to do. If it's not buying here, it's not selling here. But then that's what the market's all about, anyways. It's about knowing where the opportunities are, and our job is to spot them. Okay, so the risk is very okay there. And let's move to the next one, which is the AUDUSD. On this one particularly, this also gives significant profit for those that took it. I didn't because I said I don't like the move. I don't like the movement. I don't like the reaction that is giving back and forth every single time. So this is a buy momentum level, which is already here. And I projected last week that we should be expecting more sell on AUD US dollar. It has done about 190 to 200 pips in that sell momentum so far. But then I'm still looking for something different. Okay, on the weekly time frame perspective. This is slowing down on 4 hours, daily, weekly. Now, on the weekly time frame perspective, look at what we have here. It's very simple. the seen the price actually bought a lot, and I said it's going to be selling, but I don't like the selling pattern. So I do not enjoy really being on AUDUSD for a while. But then it's actually showing a sell momentum right here, and this week is kind of scary. But then it's still a sell momentum for me, and this is the level I'm looking forward to see a buy from on the weekly time frame perspective. And you can see that on then daily time frame perspective. Why is this slowing down? Sorry. On the daily, this is what I have here. On the daily, I see the price actually creating that strong bearish momentum, eating towards this zone, which I'm anticipating. And with that information, therefore, it means we might just be having a little bit of buy from here before we continue selling. So on 4 hour time frame perspective, let's see what it looks like. On the 4 hours, it is so good. It's nice. I'm seeing the price getting in here. So let me just extend my projection just like this. All right, it's still the same thing. I'm expecting more sell on this guy before it taps in for a buy. And peradventure, what if it does not keep buying before the market opens, or when the market opens, it doesn't just keep selling? What should we expect? We can expect a bit of buying. Okay, we can expect it to buy little into the upside momentum, and from there we can create more sell opportunity. And where would that be? We have different zones around here, which looks good and viable as well. But I would rather wait and see if the price we actually get here. It will make so much sense for me. I want to see the price get into this range like this, and from here I want to see more bearish momentum. So if we do not have straight sell down into this range, that means we might actually have more buy momentum that will come into this range going forward, before this one gets into this lower discounted level right here. Okay, so this will be my outlook on this one, particularly for this week. I have different zones. I don't know. I just prefer this because it's at the extreme, so I prefer this one right here. So that is what I have for AUD USD going forward for this week. And if you want to trade this, you have to trade with caution. It's also important. AUD NZD US dollar was one of the trades I got last week, and this one also moved in our way. It gave significant profits of about 190 pips in total. But let's say this, we're done with this, and this, we're also done with this. Congratulations if you took those trades. It's an important one. All right, so let's go to the weekly time frame perspective. On the NZD US dollar, we have massive bearish momentum coming up right there, and it's still seem more like we're expecting more bearish momentum. As you can see, higher lows, lower highs and lower lows over time, and we have many higher highs and higher lows here. But then, what are we looking for? Most importantly, we're seeing how the price may likely structure in a lower pattern and dimension. As you can see here, this massive bearish candle for last week was much, and it's significant that we can expect more push to this level is taken out in the market, which is right here. And with that outlook, therefore, it means we can go to the lower time frame and pinpoint exactly where we want to see the market getting into. Yes, there is high possibility that the market is going to smash through this level, which I drew air because the momentum for last week, Thursday and Friday, was much. And then if we're going to be seeing anything at all in the market, like if there's going to be a reversal of a sort from here, well, where should that be? It will be within this price level at 0.588. And then let's see that on the 4 hour time frame perspective and see the information we have there. On the 4 hour time frame, this is looking good for a sale, actually. Yes, it's looking very nice for a sale. And we're done with this. Of course, we're done with that. But this level, will it still hold? I'm not sure if we still hold, but this is what I want to see. Anyways, I want to see the price tapping back into a level like this for a buy. If the price eventually bought, I want it to do something like this. This is what I'll be expecting. All right. If the price will be buying on NZD US dollar, it seems not to, but if at all, if it does, this is what I'll be expecting a sell from in the future. So going forward for the week, I'll be expecting NZD US dollar to do a bit of buy before it starts selling. And I'm hoping that's not just hoping, because we don't hope as first traders, we don't, but importantly, this is based on clarity that if this happens, this is where I will be looking for a sell right there. So going forward for the week, NZD US dollar, a brief buy opportunity before we have more sell momentum. And this time around, if we're going to be having the sell, this low level, I'm expecting it to be taken out in the market. And if that should be the case, that means we are good to go. So that is that on the NZD US dollar for this week. And let's be clear, this is just forecast, and based on what fundamental could be, it can actually change the momentum and direction, which we're also going to check out later. Okay, let's go. This is USDCAD. Last week was a fantastic one, like I said. USDCAD also gave us significant profit in this direction. On USDCAD, we made about how many pips in total? Over 200 pips in total on USDCAD for last week. So which means I'm done with this level, I'm done with this level, and I'm done with this level. Thank you very much, and congratulations to those that took that trade. And going forward for the week, what are we expecting? Let's go to the weekly and the daily time frame perspective to further enlighten and broaden our thoughts. All right. On the weekly time frame perspective, we've had significant bullish momentum ranging out of this zone over the time. And what does that even mean? I've said it before now that this is my weekly level. This is my demand zone, my supply zone rather. I'm expecting the price to get here to sell. This is in the weekly time frame, all right? And when I get to this on the lower time frame, like daily time frame perspective, I would be looking forward to something else. Okay, what could that be? We have a fantastic bullish momentum on the last three Friday, Thursday and Friday. It was great. And with that outlook, therefore, it means that we may continue to see more momentum in an upward direction. This level is a good level on a lower time frame. So let's check it out and let's see how it looks like. Okay, we're running so fast now. Okay, this is a high momentum week for us on the USD card where we have significant momentum to the bullish side. And the last candle for the week was a bearish candle which formed around there and closed at 1.3714. And with this outlook, therefore, this level is where I'm looking at to see the price react from. I want to see the price get here, then react, then probably still break above and go to the weekly demand level, supply level. But before then, what are we expecting to see for this week? Going forward, this looks a little bit trickish now because we have bearish momentum coming, and definitely if we want to see a LD bullish run, we need to see retracement as well. So if that should be the case, then where exactly should we be expecting this level to be? We have so many zones on the chart right now, but where should we expect this to get into? One, I have a fair value gap zone here, which looks good. I also have another one here, which also looks good. But which of these will I be expecting the price to get into? Okay, I will be waiting to see the price get into here, and most likely we may see the price getting into this level. Actually, yes, because we have a significant bullish momentum out of that range at some point. And with that outlook, therefore, let me see how many pips this. This is about 69 to something, 69 to 70 pips, 80 pips. Most likely we may have the price actually getting into this range. Most likely we may have the price actually getting into this range, and this level I expect it to tap out. Okay, I expect this level to play out in a little way before it's broken. Okay, so going forward for the week, this level is very good. It's a supply zone, but I'm not going to say I'm expecting 1:3, 1:5. I'll just be waiting to see something little from there, just a reaction before we break it above and go into the weekly demand zone, weekly supply zone. Why am I saying demand? Weekly supply zone. So with this outlook, therefore, this looks good. It looks clean. We can expect the price to get back into this range. And why not here? Why here? I feel more comfortable around here because of the explosive movements outside of this range. Okay, so that's why I'm waiting for that zone to be the one that I'll be choosing. So going forward, this is USD card. This is what I'm expecting on this for this week. And let's be clear, I'm going to just put this here to make it a little bit clearer. Yes, if you're going to be taking this on high risk, please use a small lot size and you know how to manage your risk regardless. So going forward, this is my outlook and projection on this one. Going forward for this week on the USD card. So I'm done with this one. I think I should be done. I should remove it this way, or I should just put it back. Either ways. But let's be clear, this is what I mean. I just want the price to go back into this range. So let that be. And let's move forward. Let's see what the price has for us going forward with the USDJPY. Let's check it out on the weekly time frame perspective. First, we have the price actually creating massive bullish momentum for last week and broke through the previous weekly high, which was projected to be broken. And congratulations. Okay, on the daily time frame perspective, why do I say congratulations? Because we projected this for a buy last week as well, and it went really nice. Okay, so for some times now, we've been projecting this at the fair value gap zone for this February 20th. I remember very, 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 very well. It was a buy momentum. I projected that it would get to this level, and currently that's gotten there, which is over 560 pips in total. Congratulations to those that took this analysis so seriously. And looking at this, we have a very strong LD bullish momentum. And of course, yes, if you put this on a trend line and a channel, you're going to realize that actually we need to see more bearish momentum a little before the price actually start buying again. So going forward with the 4-hour time frame perspective, let's see what that means and what it looks like. Where are we expecting the price to get into? In fact, on the weekly, let's do that. On the daily, where are we expecting the price to get into? A lot of data anyways, but then look at this. I want the price to see above this level and trap liquidity from here above the day. We'll be looking for more sell momentum. What does that mean on the weekly time frame perspective? Meaning that on the weekly time frame perspective, this is a level that the price has not gotten into for a very long time. The last time we were here was 1990, as you can see, June 1990, and currently we are at that weekly high. So does that mean we will be checking out the high of 1985? Well, that's not the question I'll be answering right now, because the momentum in the market, what you see on technical is different from what's going on in fundamental, but they are meant to work together and blend together. So with this outlook, therefore, there's opportunity that there's a potential opportunity that is hiding right here, that we might see the market actually buying more. And with that information, we might see it getting into this price range here and giving us a sell momentum. With that outlook, therefore, it means we might just be a little bit away from a sell opportunity. And with that, that means we're looking at a level like this. If you're looking at that, that means the price is just about how many pips away? 140 to 200 pips away into the level I'm talking about before we have a sell. And with that, therefore, if it's going to be selling, it's going to be a massive one, trust me, because that is the previous high of 2024, which is July 2024. And with that, therefore, it has really sold from there. It sold a little, it sold well. It sold well, really well, over 2,300 pips. So that is the kind of level the price is going into now. And if the price gets there, there's a possibility that we might be seeing more sell momentum on the lower time frame perspective. So going forward on the 4-hour time frame, what should we be expecting really? So I'm going to be taking that out later on. I'm going to be taking this level. I'm going to be taking it out. But let me just leave it. Let me leave it for contest's sake. Okay. So on 4-hour time frame perspective, what should we be expecting? A bit of buy. I'm taking out this level. Okay. And I'm taking out this trend line too. I'm taking out this one too. So what should we be expecting on the 4-hour time frame perspective? Not really much. Nothing much. If you're looking at this, we have most likely going to have a sell. Yes. But so what price level exactly? Let me see 1-hour time frame. I'm not seeing any level there. Or let me see the daily time frame just for the broader look. Okay. On the lower time frame, I've seen nothing. On the higher time frame, I've seen nothing. But we should be expecting a sell regardless. So if fair value gap zone is spotted there on the daily time frame for this one, and let's see that zone on the 4-hour time frame perspective. That's one thing with inter time frames analysis. Okay. So with this now, it gives me an outlook that I could be expecting more buy from here, going forward into the weekly zone, which I'm demanding. So going forward, I will be checking out this level this way, and I'll be closing this like this for this week on USDJPY outlook. And for me, it makes more sense. If you have a high risk, you have to throw with low momentum. How do I put it? If you're trading based on high risk, you have to watch out for this on a lower time frame perspective. Otherwise, lower time frame and lot size works together that way. So let me just put it that way. So this is a kind of trade that you're going to be taking with high risk management. Okay, that's what I want to say in essence. So looking for this now means that I'll be looking for sell that we do about 120 pips into this level before we have a buy. And how did I get here? On the daily time frame, we can repeat this and watch it again. Okay, this is the outlook I have on the USDJPY. I have a long way to go. On the USDCHF, this also gives significant profits. Over the time, I've analyzed this that we should be buying off, and this is the level we're targeting, and it has done that significantly over the time. I remember when we missed this entry right there, it has done over 230 pips here, and that was February 28th, thereabout. So far, this one, yeah, I think we're done with this. We're done with this. I don't need it anymore. And that being said, look at where the price is now. My projection here was to see a bit of sell, even though I'm still expecting the sell, though may not be much as I expected, but I want to see the sell getting into a price level. Then we have more buy later. This is a 4-hour time frame perspective. This also made sense for us for this last week. And let's see what we have on the weekly time frame for USDCHF. A weekly time frame perspective pushed out of the previous range of 6 weeks consecutive range right here. And with this outlook, therefore, what are we looking for? Looking for more buy momentum and opportunity going forward for this week. And that means on the daily time frame perspective, I will be looking for the same thing. I'll be looking for more buying opportunity. And last two trading days of last week were massive. Wow, so massive. And look at the bullish candlesticks here. The Thursday and the Friday candles, they make so much sense that they give about how many pips? 120 pips in total. But then that's not all. There's more to this important outlook. Therefore, we need to look at the market from this perspective. With me, I'll be looking at this level for a buy momentum. So that means if I'm looking for this sell, I should be looking for the sell to get into this kind of range in the future. And I'll be checking this out with this outlook, therefore. All right. So at the same time, that level you're looking at is where I'm targeting a buy from in the future. And this is the daily time frame perspective where I'm expecting the price to get into before we have a sell perspective. And let me just put this out there. It's going to be like this. So this is like we have multiple projection. We have like 3 to 4 now running. This is what I'm expecting. This is on the daily time frame perspective. Okay, so let me just shift it away very quickly, and let me just do something like this so this can make sense overall. Okay, now this is my outlook. Very simple. I'm taking this out on 4 hour time frame perspective. You're going to see it. This is my 4 hour. I'm expecting reaction from here, but this is the target on the daily. So which means if we continue buying here, we still have about 120 to 30 pips into this range before we have a sell. So on 4 hour time frame perspective, I'm not going to take this too personal. I will just be waiting. I'm done with this, so let me take it out. I will just be waiting to see the price actually giving me a sell momentum from here going forward. I don't want to do more than 20 pips above this level because it's risky. All right, it's a short-term frame thing. It's a low probability thing. That's what I mean. So I'll be looking and seeing the price getting into this range. But to be clear, if I want to do this on 4 hour time frame, I have to refine that entry. So with this, therefore, it looks more sensible for me. I can actually wait and see the price tapping into this zone, and when it does, I will be taking a buy momentum from here going forward like this, something like this. All right, so this is my projection for the USDCHF. Look at the number of analysis we have here. We have a sell that we run from here to here. We have a buy that will pick up from here to here, and we have a sell that will pick up from here to here. And let's see how this goes. Screenshot this, follow it. I'll keep my tabs on this as well. This is what I have on the USDCHF going forward for this week. And let's go to the next guy. We have about 20 minutes. Oh no, run. Okay, USD Group Day pounds JPY. Okay, we had a sale last week. Fantastic sale right there. And what does that mean? Can we be looking for more sale? I think I'll just skip this. I'll just skip this. I'll skip it. Not because of anything. I'm going to visit it on Monday, but I'm working with time now. I have to complete this one. I need to complete that before 30 minutes, okay? So last week we have more bearish momentum, though I was expecting to see the price actually buying into this level before we see a sell. So I'll just go to the 1 hour time frame perspective and let me check out what we have there on the 1 hour time frame. If the 1 hour looks good, then we can be looking for more opportunity on that. This is a sell momentum, and as far as I'm concerned, if this low is still not taken out in the market, look at this. Okay, this is the low. If this low is still not taken out in the market, more likely we'll be having more buy. I'll be looking for more buy. Rather, I will be waiting to see more buy on this one particular. This is good, right? This is good. This is a level I can actually anticipate the price to get into in the future. For one reason, we have significant explosive movement out of that range. Okay, so if I should be doing anything at all, I can be waiting for a sell right here on gold for this level, just here around this level. This is 1 hour time frame. So peradventure, if you're taking this on a lower time frame perspective, this looks good for me, and from there we may have more sell momentum. And why this sell? Why do I expect the market to actually sell? Well, nothing like that, but let's see what the price has shown over the weeks. We've seen significant two bearish candles on the weekly time frame perspective, and looks more like more is going to happen. And with that outlook, therefore, this is another price level. We can actually still see opportunities for the price to come into for a buy. And that aside, we have a very long way to go, but which I'm not thinking it's not realistic. That's why I'm not just talking about it, which is here. But everything is realistic in the market. Look at this. This is very massive. This is a level the market can actually buy from in the future. I'm not just looking at that, but then let's check it out on the daily time frame perspective. On the daily, do we have any zone? Yes, we do. We do have a zone on daily time frame that looks like where we should be expecting the market to tap into before we have a buy. So this looks like it's a very far moment, it's a very far price level, distance, really, really distance, but it is what it is. If I have to mark it down, I'm going to mark it down. Worst thing is the market will never get there, which I know that for sure it might not get there. But let's be honest, it's if this is what you're looking at on the technical analysis, anything can happen in the market and price can actually get there. So that being said, this is just based on the technical analysis and technical outlook. This level to be taken out from here, we'll know what else we want to do this week. It has covered a lot of things. If not, we have a level here we can be looking forward to see a buy from, but this week is covering a lot of that. On 4 time frame perspective, I'm still seeing more momentum here. Overall, we have a buy. Let's be clear, let's be honest. Overall, we have a buy, but if we want to have more buy on anything, we need a quality and LD retracements, and that's exactly what we're looking out for right here. So this being said, this is where I'm going to be living good for you for this week. Go to 1 hour time frame perspective. The idea is more clearer. I think that is fine. Let's go to the next one. I have a few more minutes to go. This is BTC US dollar. Okay, on the weekly time frame perspective, let's see what we have. On the BTC USD, we have significant buy momentum for last week, and which was our projection. And currently, you're seeing we're having the buy, and we have our zone right here. So the stop loss has not been triggered again. This is the buy momentum we've been looking for. On the daily time frame perspective, let's see what it looks like. We have so much range for last week, but it was actually a range that was moving in an upward direction. And let's see the 4 hour time frame. Last week I projected that we would be seeing the price moving from this price level to this price level, selling down here, going upward. That was the projection. And what do you see in the market? The market actually moved into that range and then it retraced. It moved back into that range right here and it's moved above. So I was expecting the price to get into this range, which I think it did a little. It did, and just around there, it pulled back again. This was a significant momentum for us last week. So I'm not going to be taking this out. I'll take it out later. This one I'll take it out later. But let's be clear, this is what I'm seeing in the market. I'm still looking for more buy opportunity, even based on higher time frame perspective. I'm looking for that buy opportunity. So let's be clear, this is good one for the week. Let's see more buy opportunity on BTC US dollar. And last one I will be touching today. My time is over right now. I don't want to spend more than this time here. This is about 30 minutes now. S&P 500. Yes, S&P 500, nothing really much there. I'll just be waiting to see. This was the first week I analyzed it for you. This was the second week, and this was this last week, which I also made a correction in the class that this would have been our target. This would have been our entry zone for a reason after that explosive movement, which the market actually moved in there. So last week was, if we use a tight stop loss, this must have been hit, but projection was still a sell, right? But then, based on what we've seen on the weekly time frame perspective, what is S&P 500 showing? Oh, okay, good. This is it here. We have massive bearish momentum coming up on S&P 500, and with that now, it means we can be looking for more sell all day long. On the daily time frame perspective, what do we have? We have significant bearish momentum on Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for last week, which was here. And with this outlook, when we come to 4 hour time frame, what I'm expecting to see now, even on the daily, is to see this low being taken out and the price resting below it. And on 4 hour time frame perspective, what can we say with this price going forward? This is so much of a chunky price right there. Everything is tacky, and I'll take this out, and everything is looking tacky. So what I will do is I'll just go to the 1 hour time frame. If I find an opportunity on 1 hour time frame, then I'll be looking forward to that opportunity to see markets pulling out from there for a sell momentum. So going forward for this next week, or for this week going forward rather, I'll be waiting to see the price getting into this range on S&P 500, and I want to see a sell going forward from there to break the previous low structure for this week. That would be my projection on the S&P 500. So if you're on this, I'll be looking forward to see how the market will push into this range and give it buy momentum from here, and that will be the thing. And that's the that's it. On 4 hour time frame, this is how it looks like. So I won't be touching silver today. Sorry for that. I won't be touching which other guy, wheaty. This is crude oil, and yes, this is it here. Okay, I should touch crude oil because of what's going on. I think it should be uh well, nothing much here. 4 hour time frame perspective, nothing. I'm not seeing anything here. This price is really tricky. It's really tricky. Let's see what we have on daily. Is it possible that we have an opportunity on daily? This looks more like we still be seeing more buy regardless, but this is controlled heavily by fundamental now. So I'm not checking this. This is very risky. It's very risky. But then let's see. 4 hour time frame, do we have anything? If you have anything on 4 hour time frame, it's good. Why is this guy not loading? Okay. 4 hours. No. I'm not touching this. I'm not touching this. On the 1 hour time frame, no, there's no that reason I'm not seeing anything there. Okay. I'm not seeing anything there. It's more like we're going to see more buy momentum from this going forward. All right. And that's not what I want to see. Basically, oof, man, okay, possibly see the price actually hitting back into this level here, hitting back into this level before we have a sale. All right. It took me a while to see that, but then yeah, this is based on fundamental. Anything can happen. This is based on technical, right? This is based on technical. Looking forward to see the price hitting on the fair value gap zone for what we have here, and that will be around the price level of $104 per barrel. And from there, we can see more momentum. On 4 hours, this is exactly how it's going to look like. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'll be stopping for today. Thanks for watching. And I want you to share this, comment, and like, and comment what you want me to analyze in the next analysis. And this is a beautiful week ahead of you. Trade with proper risk management is going to make so much sense. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again. Have a wonderful trading week ahead of you, and bye.